Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Floral Observations. I am Matt.
I'm Garrett.
And we are here to discuss the ins and the outs to either bloom or prune the designs from Netflix's brand new show, The Big Flower Fight. Today we're on episode 5. Garrett, why don't you tell us a bit about it?
Episode 5, we're doing magnificent mobiles. I was like, what is the word? Magnificent mobiles. It's got to move. It's got to be suspended. So our guest judge was Melissa Richardson. She's very well known for having suspension pieces in floristry. She's very popular on social media. Really talented UK designer. Here's what the task was. She did. Here's what the task was. This was the prompt. It had to be 8 feet tall. It had to be at least 4 hanging elements. It could be, if you're going to do an animal, have an animal and 3 other things. Had to have 4. That caught some people up. 15 hours to create. Whoa. And the guest judge, Melissa, had said she wanted color, harmony, emphasis. And for those that don't know, look up color harmony. It's got to have a color story from start to finish, and every single piece should cohesively be within the same color harmony, with color being the focus. So, our first design and winning design was Sarah and Jordan. They made Eye of the Storm. I don't know. I just have a comment. I don't know if the show was filmed before or after they actually created a design very similar to this, even bigger in Canada. They were doing a lot of workshops and presentations. They made this shape a couple different times, but this challenge was made for them. They literally just did an all US tour of large scale mobile type arrangements. They killed it. I'll start off by saying it's a bloom. It's just a bloom. They had pieces that were interactive. They had 4 pieces. Very smartly, they did a core middle piece with the storm or the cyclone, but then the 3 pieces were birds, 2 that were fine, made out of foliage really beautifully, and then Jordan handcrafted one that actually moved and flapped its wings. I love stuff like that.
It was
I love
so cool.
The dinosaurs, all that. The detail was very smart. And of course they're gonna win a challenge with color emphasis as what the judges are looking for. It's what they do. So smart going for the dried hydrangeas. All of this product was to be also made out of dried product. So good. They went with blues. They went with these darker pinks with greens. The texture was great. The birds, they also contrasted in soft whites to that darker storm. It was a shabloom for me, and it totally worthy of the winning bloom of the week for them.
I'm 100% with you. What a redemption from last week.
Absolutely.
Last week they were in the bottom 2, and this week it's a shabloom from me because this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. They killed it. The hydrangeas, as you said, they create this, dramatic, emotional cloud formations, and then they've got, looks like different types of eucalyptus and stifa grass and things like that kind of coming off, and they look like little sprays of water and wind, and it's beautiful. And when I saw Jordan pull on that little string and that little birdie's wings flap, I was like, oh, girl, signed, sealed, delivered.
Oh, when she did it, when they were just prepping, and she's like, Sarah, look it flies. Oh, like, these judges ain't even her ready, because nobody else was like, oh, look at this thing I made that moves and interacts. I was like, they're not even ready. Absolutely. So, shablooms across the board. Congratulations on that win. We move on to Ralph and Jim and their dandelion clock. Give me your thoughts. Give me your observations.
Here's the thoughts. I don't understand the clock aspect of it. They had multiple things around, I guess is what they're saying, and the one was in the center.
Would you like me to tell you?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a prune for me. I just don't. It doesn't do it for me. They chose the same type of pieces to make these little firework things, and it just isn't. It's not effective to me, and that's that.
I totally agree. I understood the story. Ralph was telling us really about how when you blow on the dandelion, it floats away. He really was talking about how his kids are getting older and they're starting to move away, and you get these little tufts that are coming off the main shoot, and that's the clock. Like, you only have so much time with your children as they flutter away. This is one of those where I think the emphasis on the story was too much, and then on the design. I think that they also fell into a trap of when you think of dried products, you think of that grass, that pampas grass. It's everywhere, it's on everything, has been for a couple of years now. I like natural color. I like natural color tones when they're together, but when you have a designer judge that asks for an emphasis on color harmony, you have to bring in color, whether it's just a little bit of it. I think they dropped the ball there. So I am going to, this is not a hard prune for me. This is a soft prune because it just was missing just those elements just to elevate it. It wasn't bad, but I think there was too much emphasis on the story versus the finished execution of the design.
So the
What's our
next
next
one is Jan and Henk, and they did a flying pig. And this, I'll start with this one. It's a bloom. I thought it was so cute. You know, it was very playful. I loved, one of the judges, I don't remember if it was Melissa or if it was Kristen, said that they did not like the ears. They did the ears all out of the Triangularis bunny tails. That was one of my favorite parts. I thought it was so cute. I just wanted to grab some ears and
the texture and like you want, and when
so
you
cute.
Create something that make people want to interact with it, you've done it. That's like I wanted to touch it, and if you got a breeze blow through there, it would move just lightly.
Beautiful. I mean, I feel like I've had an overall running theme of me with this show is disagreements with the judges. But, you know, can't all agree on everything. I love the choice. They chose beautiful straw flower for the body and the face of the pig. Wise decision. Straw flower is, I love straw flower. I love working with straw flower. Dry.
I love the colors that can come in, the variety.
It's so, and it's just so beautiful. It's so hardy. You can really do anything with it. It's such a hardy, you know, such a hard bloom that you can really pave it well. You can stake it. You can do whatever. And I think that it was super successful, what they did. I don't really know what, I guess it's clouds is what it's flying through.
Pieces of pie and a cloud, I believe. There's a saying that goes with it. I don't fully remember what it is. The judges understood what it was.
Pie in the sky or something like that, probably.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, that makes sense. I get it. It's a bloom. For sure. They did a great job.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I think it's a bloom. I love how the wings did not overpower the rest of the animal, because when you see flying pigs, for some reason they're always quite disproportionate, where it's little wings heaving up this big body. I think that for me, though I give it a bloom, there's proportion issues, like scale issues. There's not a dominance or focal. Yes, you go to the pig, but everything's so, and the judges kind of said this, everything just is so much in the same space and really congested. But then, how do you make the pie smaller or make the sky smaller? It is a bloom for me. Which is slight minor details. Flower product, color harmony, and intention was great. You got that gray, you have that white, and that pink balloons.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the reasons why Sarah and Jordan's was so successful was the variance in scale of things. Yeah. When everything's the same size, your eye, it's all competing to the eye. So yeah, I totally get it. It
is a bloom though.
But it's a bloom, it's still cute.
It is great. They did awesome. The next one was a little bit iffy with the judges and a little bit controversial with one of the judges. It's Andi and Helen and their firework display. I will start off with this one because I understand what the judges were saying. That judges were harsh. They said, I can't fully approach this and judge this correctly because of how much help it had. Unless it's stated in your rules that other people cannot help the competitor, it's free game. It is completely, in my eyes, anybody can help whoever they want because it's not stated in the rules that you can't help others. If you want the rules to state you have to stay in your space, on your piece, and you are to watch other people fail, great. They have picked the wrong people for this show. These people, maybe other than a couple, are here to watch other people thrive. How do you win and really feel like a winner if not everybody else was able to present their very best? If you just made
it's like the producers or the talent scouts for the show went out and one of the main requirements they were looking for is, do you have a big heart also?
Are you
come
very
on
kind?
The show?
Yeah, and so I really liked seeing people help. The judges were really, I think, harsher than they need to be because people helped. Did I love the design? not fully. I actually don't mind this design. I give this a soft bloom because I get the fireworks, I get the concept. They are different kinds of fireworks. If I had seen 4 of the same thing, like I understand the pink thing is smaller, but it's dissipating in the back corner. There's placement. There is intention there. Like, I get it. And fireworks explode at different things. I love the colors. They said that I'm gonna bring color. I thought they brought color. There's pinks, there are reds, there are yellows, but it's done in a way that emphasizes on the color in their placement, not necessarily I just use color. And that's the key to understanding color, harmony, emphasis. How is it also placed? It doesn't have to just be a ton of color thrown on something. I'm wearing a ton of color, but it's also in the placements that enhance the color on this coat. So in their piece, I give them a soft bloom. Is there things that could have been better? Yes. Was their time management not great? Yes. But 1, silks are hard to work with. And 2, they also chose mechanics that were difficult. So it's a soft bloom for me. So
this is going to be a soft bloom or a little baby bloom for me too. I feel like when I see this, and especially the photo that we have here, I hope this is the photo that we're going to be able to superimpose here later, that you can, like, just looking at it, it looks like looking at the field of fireworks in the sky. So they were very, like you said earlier, they were very hard on that little tiny pink one in the back, but like from my angle where I'm looking at it right now, fireworks don't all explode at the same time. They go off at different times in the sky, so that one's fading out as another one's just starting to burst. And I think that's successful, and I get that, and I like it. So honestly, this is kind of like what I feel like this is a successful version of what Jim and Ralph tried to do.
yeah.
I get this more than I get that one. It's just more, there's more dynamic.
The story there wasn't an intense story that overshadowed the intent of the design.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I give it to you, so.
And about the colors, I'm sorry, but like, yes, fireworks are a colorful display, but really they're not. There are not that many shades of fireworks. There's red, there's green, there's like the gold, there's like a purpley blue, and then there's a white. That's fireworks. That's it, folks. Like, that's it. So I don't know what they were looking for in fireworks. Like, it's not a prism of color in a firework. So
yeah.
I'm okay with this. This is a bloom for me, a baby bloom.
Bloom, bloom. The next one, I also got thoughts about. We got some thoughts about this episode. The next one was Ian and Declan. They created Forest Fire. Their piece was the one to be eliminated. I did not agree with the judges fully on this design because they said there was a minimum of 4 elements that suspended. They did more than 4. The judges were saying afterwards, oh, it was supposed to be 4. There's too many. If you roll back the tapes, folks, in the very beginning, it says a minimum of 4 suspended elements. I actually don't mind this. I was surprised that the guest judge didn't like this because this is how she suspends. This is her style. She does not make these mobiles of flying pigs. She doesn't do, that's not what she's famous for. She is famous for this. However, I think that Ian and Declan approached this so negatively. They had such a negative energy the whole time, and Forest Fire was tossed at this. They started a design without an actual story and intent, and then they were like, well, this is what it is. And then they stuck to it, but it was in such a forceful, I'm going to feed it to you way, that it didn't read that way.
Girl,
and
it
the
was
design
a forest
didn't flow.
fire.
Like,
This design is a forest fire, and I don't mean that in a good way. I'm sorry, Owen and Declan, like, I'm gonna let you have it right here, because if I could see this being very successful as a nice installation for Valentine's Day or something like that. It's not a bad piece, and so I'm not trying to come after them like that, but within this challenge, it is such a missed mark. Honestly.
And they were very confident. They were like, we know what we're doing. We've got such an edge over everyone else. And then we were like, wait, wow, where? Like, there was such weird confidence without any guidance to it. Like, or anything to back it up. I didn't mind the color for a color harmony thing.
I don't mind
but
the
there was not design intention behind it. I think fire gradiates up or down. If it's a forest fire, I need foliage that covers that graded background that I can see in every photo and everything, which is whatever. It's a mass. It's a mass design. It's like an American making a suspended piece.
color
It's just
intention. The color intention is really what bothers me the most. Is that there's clumps of white, there's clumps of red, and then there's clumps of this like white and red kind of mixed in between.
And
I feel like
pink.
it could have been, and then hot pink. And then I feel like it could have been done really successfully if it was done in an intentional ombre pattern, making almost like a geode pattern or something like that throughout.
Oh, that would be
with
cool.
This would be really nice. But this is literally, it is my shirt. It is a polka dot. Like it is, and it's unsuccessful.
Imagine if they had actually lit this partially on fire and had progression of fire where some of it's charred. And then you have this color that meets in the middle. It's just, there was no design intention, and it was so aggressively interpretation. No, you didn't have any, we can roll back the tapes again. There was no like, this is what we're gonna do. It was like halfway through, they were like, this is what I'm doing, and I need a why. They even commented on why? Why do they keep asking why? Because it's competition, and they want intention behind your design. It's also a show. They need a story to sell. So fortunately, to me, this is a prune. It didn't meet the thing. I didn't agree. It's not a prune because of what the judges said. They did have 4 or more suspended pieces, but there wasn't an overall design to it, unfortunately.
I agree. It's as a piece overall, I don't hate it. I would see it out. Like if I were to see, you know, a florist do this for a wedding in our event, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like they did a cool job. Within this challenge, I'm sorry, it's a missed mark. It's prune.
And that's why I got eliminated in it. So the next one, I know we have feelings about. This is Andrew and Ryan. They made the infinity mirror. This was a top. This also was in the top against Sarah and Jordan. They created these tendrils coming off a lit mirror where when you stood in it, you saw it for forever with little floral bouquets. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you start.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So here's the deal with this design. As a piece of art and as a piece of like botanical floral sculpture, this is one of my favorite designs of the entire series, actually, because it's so interactive and it's so modern and so outside of the box of what this, of what people think they can do with design and floral design. And for that, and I think it's a really good mixture of their artistic backgrounds, their artistic gallery backgrounds too, being brought in here. So for that alone, like it is one of my most favorite pieces of the entire series. However, there's always a however, girl.
However,
within this challenge, it doesn't give me a mobile. It does not give me mobile, however you want to say it, at all. It gives me like a spaceship with some tentacles that are about to come down and get you. I'm here for it. I love it. But within this challenge, I don't think that it's it. I also would have liked to have seen, they spent so much time on the build out of this infinity mirror, and although it's so cool and it is so effective, the amount and the quality of the actual floral design suffered as a result.
Absolutely, totally.
So those are I'm going to bloom this because I think it's such a cool art piece. I probably, if I were holding myself to the standards that I've been holding all of these artists to this whole series, I would say I should probably prune it because it doesn't meet those guidelines, but I think it's such a beautiful piece that I can't. It has to be a bloom.
Well, I prune it. So have your prune, have your life. And I prune it for the exact things you just said. It's about the mirror. It's not about the flowers. You're in a floral competition. It is about color harmony. It's there, but it's not. I love the thought and aesthetic to it. Give me 10 times more though. I agree with the mirror in how much time they spent on that, making the flowers lacking. But this is not a challenge, an engineering challenge. This is a floral challenge. Have all those pieces string down even more and you get engulfed in them and you look in the mirror and it's all around you below as you interact with it, and then it continues.
Rather than
go from the floor, or have a mirror on the floor and on top, so when you walk into the mirror, it's up and down and you're standing in forever. It's a prune because they didn't make a mobile. Like the legs don't move for anything, and it's all about the mirror. It's not about the floral design and intention. color harmony. Focal is the mirror. It's not anything to do with flowers.
Yeah.
The line is messy. It comes to the center where the mirror is, but when you're pulled out, there's nowhere that leads you through other than the center, which is, again, it always comes back to the mirror. So for me, it's
like a spider.
Because it's, yeah. But there's no intention to what the florals are, and there should have been focus on it. So unfortunately, for me, it's a prune, but it's a soft prune. It's a beautiful piece. I agree with you. Captivated. As an art piece, one of my absolute favorites for this competition. Absolutely not. So
let's talk about top bloom of the week. Top bloom of the week. I'll go first. Mine's Sarah and Jordan's. Sarah and Jordan's Eye of the Storm piece. It was the judges. This is, I think, maybe the first time that we've agreed with the judges on top bloom, or at least I have on top bloom.
Yeah, we've agreed on everything so far. So I have to agree. Even though I have seen this, I can't say I've seen it before or after filming. But no matter how they photographed it, no matter how they interacted with it on camera, you were engulfed into it. You experienced it. It was the only thing that was a mobile in a mobile, an interactive piece that could hang by itself, but then also interact and flap. It was emotionally invoking. Color harmony, color emphasis was one of the things the guest judge said she really wanted. And it was amazing. And
there was a storyline to it.
Yeah, it actually fit into all the things. So I'm here for that winning design, but also our bloom of the week.
Yes.
Bravo to the girls. Go check out all these people online. Maybe I'll add them someday, but they are doing just as beautiful things after the show
every
and
single
before the show.
contestant from the show. I added them all in my social
Absolutely.
media.
They are just, when you see how unique they are here, they're even more, because they're in their own realm on social media, you see them thrive even more. So go check them out on social media. Matt, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on social media on Instagram at CoachBlindFlorals. You can also check out my website, which is CoachBlindFlorals.com. Garrett and I have been doing a live stream every Friday afternoon where we build a beautiful floral piece as we chat about it. And you can catch up on all of those on my website, CoachBlindFlorals, on the Floral Friday tab. So make sure to check that out. What about you?
And I'm at Floral.today everywhere. You can find me all over the internet. We will have all of our links and our buttons down below. We are going to be moving into episode 6 next week, and it is sea creatures. Absolutely, sea creatures.
It's almost like
I'm excited.
Like we're Netflix binging or something.
You can catch us with sea creatures. We're going back to large scale animals and or structures. So get ready for plants, get ready for plantscapes. This is where we kind of pivot off of florals and we go full on the rest of the season into plantscapes, but that's fine now that we're here for it. So catch us every Monday, giving our floral observations. Anything else to add, Mr. Matthew?
I think that's it.
Well, all of you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, friends.